Hey guys, hope you're well. It's Alessio. So I thought about making a video for you about this particular stock, that's Tesla, which as you can see here, most recently has been in free fall. As you can see here, a waterfall decline, as you can see here on the chart of Tesla. Absolute carnage and bloodbath here. But of course, Tesla has been dropping for quite a long time. Since the peak it made, as you can see there, Tesla has been dropping since the peak it made back in November of last year. And as a matter of fact, as I'm making this video, currently from peak to recent trough, it's down quite a bit. I think it's nearly 70% down. Let me just measure this. Yeah, I think it's down about, approximately 73%, just over 70% decline or drop in the price of Tesla from its highs it made last year in 2021. Now I'm making this, of course, near the end of December 2022. And I want to talk to you about this because a friend of mine who has been shorting Tesla and actually has done quite well in it. A friend of mine has been shorting Tesla from about $300 here. And as a matter of fact, he just recently closed his short position here. And he told me that I should make a video about this because a lot of people are paying attention to this right now, to what's happening in the chart of Tesla. So I thought it's a good idea, and I want to talk to you a little bit about it and what I think is likely to happen in the course of the next few weeks and months. In fact, the question I want to ask in this video is, are we getting closer to capitulation and a potential bottom here in Tesla or not? All right, guys, join me. Alright guys, welcome back. Now before I start this video, let me just say I'm not feeling too well. I've been ill since I flew over to Florida. So last week, I've been here in Florida now about a week. So last week I flew from London to the States, currently here in Palm Coast of Florida. I've been unwell now for nearly a week, which is strange because I thought I recovered. When I was in London, I was already ill for 2 weeks in London. So I would say about 3 weeks now I've been ill, just with down with flu and all kinds of stuff. So not feeling too well right now as I'm making this video, so I apologize if my voice sounds a little bit off. But I thought I thought it's a good idea to actually just make a quick video for you about this. And it's just interesting to me because the stock of Tesla, as you can see here, is in just free fall. You know, most recently, I mean, look at this. Most recently, it has one of its biggest drops here, as you can see. Dropped from nearly $200, which was at the beginning of December, and now down to almost getting close now to about $100, not far away from the psychological support of $100, as you can see here. And as I explained to you at the beginning of this video, peak to trough, and again, what I mean by that is from the highs it made last year, just over $400, and now down to the level it is right now, about 109. It's down over 70%, about 73% decline or drop in its price. Okay. Now in this video, I don't want to go into the reasons behind why this is happening. Again, that's not important for me because I'm a technical analyst. So I like to look at the technicals, the charts. No, I'm not really interested in the fundamentals and all that sort of stuff. But the way I'm seeing this right now is first of all, I do think the sentiment, as far as Tesla is concerned, the public opinion and the sentiment for Tesla is very much pessimistic, very negative. So, I mean, you had the did I say crypto? I mean Tesla. You had the Tesla bros here being absolutely overwhelmed with joy and, you know, optimism, greed, euphoria here. I remember this. I remember I was covering Tesla at the time with my good friend Zach. I think it was here and here. I don't remember exactly when it was, but I remember the Tesla bros were absolutely phenomenally overwhelmed with greed and passion with regards to Tesla at these levels. And a lot of these folks, maybe the people watching this video right now, are not feeling so good about it right now. I mean, Tesla is very much, I would say, hated amongst people right now. I don't mean the hardcore supporters of Tesla. I think the hardcore supporters of Elon Musk and Tesla, they still love it. But I do think public opinion and I think the overwhelming view the sentiment has turned against Tesla, especially with the most recent drop in the last several weeks. But I do think personally, I think the price of Tesla is now reaching a point where I think we could see a turning point, a reversal potentially. Now, I don't know if it's going to be the bottom or the bottom. That's very difficult, if not impossible, to predict. But I do think we're getting close to an inflection point, a major turning point for the price of Tesla. And I want to give you some reasons behind this. First of all, take a look. From the lows we made, from the lows of 2019, I think this is 2019, yeah, it is. So if you measure if you do a retracement from the lows of 2019 here, all the way to the highs it made in 2021, okay? And then you do a Fibonacci retracement. You can do it easily on your chart. Any chart will have this. Notice the levels we're coming to. We're coming to the 38.2%. That's the orange level on my chart. 38.2% Fibonacci retracement, as I'm sure you know. These numbers, these levels, happen to have a special significance in nature. 38.2, 61.8. So that's why it's really important to pay attention to these numbers, these levels. So we are getting very close now to this 38.2% logarithmic retracement level. By the way, I'm looking at a logarithmic chart of Tesla, and I'm using a logarithmic retracement, Fibonacci retracement on the Tesla chart. Okay, so 106.43 is the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement level. That's an important level. There's also a green line on my chart, as you can see here. That green line is a 23.6% Fibonacci retracement. Let me show you why that is important. If you go back to the price of Tesla as far back, let's go to the weekly chart. Okay, this is the weekly chart of Tesla. Okay, and you can see I'm going back as far back as 2010. There it is. So if you measure the price of Tesla from its lows of 2010 to its highs of 2021, and you do a Fibonacci logarithmic retracement, there it is. That's the green line on my chart. That's the 23.6% Fibonacci retracement level, which comes in at about 99.92, just under $100, which is not far away, by the way. It's not far away from the price of Tesla at present. As I'm making this video, the closing price was 109. So we're only talking about a 10-point difference here, so a $10 difference here. So we're getting very close now to that green level. The green level is a 23.6% Fibonacci retracement of the entire move from 2010 to 2021, okay? So that's the green level on my chart. So two important levels coming in very close right now in the price of Tesla, as you can see there. So I'm gonna just bring my chart a bit closer so you can see it. There it is. So that's why it's important to pay attention to these two levels. As I mentioned, 106.43, the orange level on my chart, 38.2%, 106.43, and the green level on my chart, the 23.6% Fibonacci retracement at 99.92. And I think given the way the price of Tesla is dropping, very likely, I would say it's not impossible, I would say actually quite probable, we could test that level in the coming days or weeks. Okay, so that's two levels I'm watching on my chart. There's also another level on my chart I'm watching, and that's the 91.17 level here. I don't know if it's going to come that far, but if it doesn't stop, if the price of Tesla, put it this way, if the price of Tesla does not stop at 106.43 to 99.92, then it may potentially overreach to about 91.17. But that's this blue line you see here on my chart. That's the 1618 golden ratio retracement level, which I'll explain in a few minutes. But here's another thing, by the way. Here's another important level I'm watching, and that's this red level on my chart. Now, this red level on my chart is the 100% projection. Let me explain to you where that's coming from. So I'll just explain that very quickly. Yeah. So if you were to measure this first A wave, I have this as an A wave, okay? Because it's composed of a substructure A, B, C. So I have this as an A wave. Let me just draw it on my chart. There it is, potential A, okay? Then a likely B wave, so a likely B wave bounce, okay? And I'll just write that on my chart there, B, okay? And therefore, I have this drop here as the likely C wave, okay? C wave taking us potentially down into the 106.43, actually the 100% projection. So the C wave 100% projection from the high of the B wave gives us 107. So 107 is the C wave 100% projection level. Basically, I'm looking at this region here for a potential C wave. Okay, I'll just write on my chart here. There it is, C wave, yeah, C, there it is. Or if you like, I can just draw it here in this entire zone. Okay, this entire zone for a potential C wave, and that covers 107, 106.43 to about a $99 level. This entire range is what I'm looking at with great interest. Okay, for a potential C wave projection. Again, about 107. So about 107.03, 106.43 to about the green level, 99.92, okay? For the C wave of this decline, of this ABC correction or decline. Again, I'm using a logarithmic chart, as I explained, for this move. So I'm looking, basically what I'm saying here is, as the price of Tesla is dropping here, I think this is a level that's going to be very important for Tesla. And I think it's quite probable we may see some kind of a potential reversion to the mean, a bounce from some of these levels, from one of these levels. Again, I'm not saying it's a certainty. It could go lower than this. It's always possible. As we know, markets are unpredictable and, again, uncertain. But I think given the probabilities, I would not be surprised to see some kind of a reversion to the mean or a bounce from one of these levels. Again, either 107 to 106.43 to about a 99.92 levels here. And as I mentioned to you before, I'm looking for these levels, one of these levels, to hold the price of Tesla. By the way, there's going to be a support level here as well, the lows we made in August of 2020. Okay, so it's going to be an important support level for Tesla here. But if it doesn't hold these levels, then the next lower support I have is about, as I mentioned earlier, 91.17, probably. Although I think that we may see a bounce or reversion to the mean sooner than that from either one of these levels, 107, 106.43 to about 99.92. Okay, and again, whenever you see price just dropping like this in a waterfall decline, again, we're getting close to. I think we're getting close to capitulation, and I think capitulation could come from one of these support levels that I mentioned to you earlier. Again, 107 to 106.43 to about a 99.92. Also, I should mention the $100 level. The $100 level is a psychological support, which is going to be about here. Okay, so that $100 support is a psychological level which could act as a support level for Tesla as well. So I'm looking to actually start maybe nibbling on a position. I'm probably going to start nibbling on a small position on Tesla. And I should say this is by no means a recommendation. This is not a recommendation to anyone out there to buy Tesla or to sell or whatever. I'm just saying that I'm considering potentially building a small position here in Tesla as it approaches these levels. Okay, again, just nibbling on a position here. One more thing I should mention here, that Tesla is extremely oversold. You can see this on RSI. The RSI is now extremely oversold here. If you look, it's now, yeah, there it is. That's the RSI 21 setting. Extremely oversold. It's now below, I think, yeah, it's below 25. I think the current reading I have is about 22, 23 on the RSI. The last time it was this oversold, let me just draw this back for you. The last time Tesla was this much oversold was, yeah, I think it was here in 2019. Yeah, if you look over here, notice that, look how oversold the RSI is, 21 setting of RSI. The last time it was this much oversold was back in 2019, and that was when Tesla reached a major bottom here, as you can see there. And then it started a major rally from there. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen like that. I'm not saying that Tesla is going to have a big major rally like it did from 2019 all the way up to 2021. But I do think this is an important level of potential support for Tesla because it's extremely oversold. Okay, something to bear in mind here. Although I should say that there is no divergence on the MACD. I like to see divergences, but there is at the moment no positive divergence on the MACD here. Nothing that's significant, nothing that stands out. So that's something we shall have to wait and see whether some kind of a divergence, some kind of positive divergence develops. But I think given how Tesla has been dropping and given the just the waterfall decline nature of it, I do think we are getting very close to a potential capitulation, or indeed some kind of a major inflection point or reversal in the price of Tesla soon, in the coming days or weeks, especially as we're getting close to these support levels there. Okay, so that's going to be quite interesting. But I should say this though. I should say this, that if Tesla does not see, and it's an if, but if Tesla does not see some kind of reversal from these levels that I mentioned today in this particular video, from the 106 to 100 to 99 levels, then the next support is 91, and the next support below that is going to be, well, the prior highs that it made here back in the year 2020, just near the $70 level there. But I think that's less likely. I do think that it's much more likely that we're going to see some kind of a inflection point or reversal from these levels that I mentioned in this video, from about the 107 to 106 to the $100 level to 99.92 levels here. I think these levels are going to be important for Tesla. Let's see if these can act as support, and whether we can see some kind of reversion to the mean or bounce, some kind of a strong bounce from these levels. I still think, though, that is much more likely. But we shall see. It's going to be interesting. Thank you very much indeed. If this video has helped, please give it a like. And also please subscribe for future video updates. Thanks very much. Bye for now.